I think we can start just saying our names and what we do on Albato, and then we can officially start the presentation. I can start myself. As I say, I'm from Brazil. My name is Wendy, and I am a product marketing and community manager at Albato, and I'm very happy with you're all here. Very happy that you all join us. Who's the next?
I can go next. I am
You're
Manuel.
mute, Mano.
Do you hear me? Yeah. Hi again. I'm Manuel. I'm from uh, customer support. I'm the head of customer support, and I'm really glad to be here. Thank you for joining us. I'm from Colombia, by the way. Sorry.
Hi everyone, my name is Leonid, and I'm a Chief Business Development Officer at Albato, and also a partner. Very happy to see you all here, and hopefully we will surprise you with some nice updates and insights. Yeah, let's roll.
Hi everyone, my name is Tainara. I'm from Brazil. Here I work with customer success and also some account managing. And I hope you all enjoy the platform as much as we enjoy working with it. That's it.
And last but not least, my name is Diego. I'm also from Brazil, and I'm from the support team here in Albato, and I'm here to do the demonstration. And if you need to help you out after the demo.
Okay, guys, so can I start? Is it okay
Yeah.
about it? Okay, I already presented myself, so yeah, thanks for coming here, guys. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about the company and how we started with AppSumo campaign and with all this stuff. We started about 4 years ago. Okay, started working in Brazil last year. Diego and I were one of the first people here. And one of our missions is to automate and integrate a lot of apps from your day and make your life easier and let your time be more precious and be able to do more good stuff for yourself and not boring tasks that doesn't make any sense to do. Yeah, and also perform better without any human errors or mistakes, and that's it. We started with an insight of Mikhail, and he already had Cow Touch. He's the founder of it, and he just thought like, oh, I have a gap here that I can't connect some apps, so I think I can do it. And then he started doing it, and now you're growing together, and yeah, we're doing just fine. Yeah. And we have a lot of users in the platform, and since we launched in AppSumo, we are adding about a new app in each day, so we have a lot of them already. And we have dedicated support, local support for Brazilian users. We can answer your questions in a lot of languages like English, Spanish, Portuguese, Russian. And we took about a week to create a new complex integration in demand. So we are always happy to listen to our users and make the things go better, and we can grow together. So we are here in AppSumo to go through the Europe session. So yeah, I think we are performing great, and I hope you guys can join us soon if you're not here yet. Yeah, I think that's it by my side. Anyone have any?
Yeah, I just wanted to, thanks, Ty. Just wanted to add a quick point to what you just said about the pace that we're adding new apps. So actually, to tell the truth, we were adding new apps at like one app per day. Now we slowed down a little bit, but that's only because we shifted on adding a more complex apps, what many of users ask us to develop. So just to give you a few examples, in the last few weeks, we developed ClickUp, Calendly, we added Shopify, Notion, Intercom, Google Drive. Google Drive is now on moderation, but still. So a lot of major and very demanded apps. And that took us a bit longer than we expected because of the complexity of those apps. So this is, but we see that we're moving, we're on the right track because these are the apps that are most, that are most demanded by the market. So that's why we're now focusing on some big apps.
Yeah, thank you, Leonid. I forgot the point, but yeah, that's it. I think Diego can start the presentation about the platform now.
Yes, thank you guys. Let me just share my screen here so everyone can see it.
Perfect.
Thank you, Wendy. So thank you everybody for being here. Now I'm gonna do the demonstration of our platform real quick. I'm gonna show you guys how to create and how to use automation, how to leave it running in real time. So first of all, we need to understand what are our user case. So for example, let's say I have a store or a page in my Facebook account that I want to take all of my leads and give them to my Google Sheets so I can check them later. So the first thing we need to do is to create the connection for both of those apps. So every time you use Albato or use an automation, first you need to create a connection for that app so you can set up on the automation. So to start, let's say we need to create a connection with Facebook and Google Sheets to build our user case for this demonstration. So first we come here in the apps tab inside your Albato account, and all you have to do is select add a connection. So Albato gives you all the list of all the applications we have right now and all the categories as well. You can filter using categories if you want to. So filter for CRM systems, call tracking, email, etc. Or you can just type the name of the application here and select it. Select add a connection. You can name your connection the way you want to. And for Facebook example, all you have to do is grant access to Albato. So you just put your login here and your password and grant Albato access to your Facebook account. So it's pretty easy to create this connection. The same thing goes for Google Sheets, but sometimes we can get different cases of connections, right? So for example, here we have this app called Active Campaign. If you click here, you will see that for this connection, we have to give the access token and the account name. So for each application we work with, uh, the connection can change. So each application works on their own way, right? So for example, Facebook, you just have to grant access. Active campaign, you have to give us the access token and the account name. Sometimes you have to just give us the access token or the API token, stuff like that. Google Sheets, it's also a pretty simple connection. All you have to do is put your Google login and password and grant the access. And just so you guys know, we also have the option to work with HTTP request. So it's another different way of creating a connection. So HTTP request here, we have an example. You set up the URL you're going to work with. You can set up the HTTP request parameters you're going to work with. You can set up the headers if you need to, and the content type. This is another example of connection we can use, and we also can use a different kind of connection, which is webhooks. So webhooks, you can also create a connection in Albato, and Albato will generate you automatically a new webhook URL. So if you need to use a webhook in another application that we don't have on our list yet, you can generate a webhook connection here and copy. So you can, let me take this out of the way. So you can copy and use it on the application you need. And here also you have fields to set up the parameters for this webhook, the headers. So just so you know, we have different kind of connections to work with. So after creating the connection for the apps you're gonna use, we can move on to the automations tab. Here we're gonna actually create and set up our automation. We have two options here: to create from template and to create a new one from scratch, from zero. I'm gonna select a new one so everyone can understand the process. And here we have the initial page for the automation. So here you can see that we need to select an app which sends the data. So here we're gonna select our trigger, and here you're gonna select an app which receives the data. So this we called an action. So we call the first step a trigger, and the second step and beyond an action. So to set up the trigger first, we're gonna click here and we're gonna look for the app we need. We can type here Facebook. Then we're gonna set the event that we want to use as a trigger. So here, for example, we have the lead ad access expenses, account balance, and lead ads webhook. Here in the right corner, you can see how this trigger works, if it is using API or using webhook. So let's use this webhook one, for example, and select Facebook account, which is selected the connection we just created on the apps tab. After selecting our connection, all we have to do is select our page. So here Albato brings all the pages you have on your Facebook account and the form from that page that you want to take all the leads. So we can select all page forms or select the form individually. Select add a trigger. And here you can change the automation operation mode. So we have two options here. The automation will work on real time. So it will be online every day, every night, working to get new leads every time the Facebook triggers that there is a new lead there for Albato to get, or the data migration mode, which is upload data by period. So for example, if you don't use Albato yet, right? So you want to get all the leads from last month when you didn't use Albato automations yet to get your leads and stuff like that. So you can come here, go back to September, select day 1, go back here, select day 30, and if we save like that, the automation would run only from the first day until the last day of the last month. So this data migration mode, it's for past data that you have to get. Let's use real time here so you can see an example and click save. So our trigger is set up. Now we have to do is set up our action. So our action, according to the example we said earlier, we're gonna pass all of our leads to our Google Sheets so we can check later. So I select the application Google Sheets and action. We have all the options here, like create a row, find a row, delete a row, find a row by number, etc. Here in this example, we're gonna use create or update a row and select the Google Sheets connection we created on the apps tab. The same thing here as Facebook, we select which spreadsheet we wanna work with and select the page of the spreadsheet that we are working and select add an action. And the next step is simple. It's how you want this data to go to Google Sheets. So in column A, let's say I want the lead name, lead name, full name. In column B, let's say I want his email. Column C, I want his phone number. And column D, I want the formulary name. So you have all the options here of rows from Google Sheets that you can set up, and click save after you've done that. So now our automation is set and ready to start, right? I actually have one example that I built earlier here. You'll see that it's the same thing, a Facebook leads ads webhook as a trigger, and as an action, we have Google Sheets create and update a row. So how you check the data after the automation works, you can come here in the automation log, and you can see here how the data was received and how the data was sent. So Facebook, for example, we got a new lead here, ID. And if we click it, we can see how Facebook sends this information for Albato. So here we have the page ID, form ID. Here we have the email, full name, phone number, etc. And same things for the Google Sheets. If we click here, we can see which row number was added. So row number 21, column A, we have the full name there. Column B, we have the email. Column C, we have the form name. In column D, we have the phone number. So this is how you check if everything is okay with our automation and how the data is being sent or received. The automation process is pretty much it. We showed you how to create a connection, right, on the apps tab, and showed you how to create an automation from scratch here on the automations tab. I already saw that someone asked in the Q&A about the apps integrator, so pretty quickly we're gonna go through that. If we come here in this menu, we have the option here, App Integrator. So what the App Integrator does is basically a tool of copy and paste that you can add new applications to our website by yourself if you want to, or if your technical team wants to add it for you, they can add it by themselves. For example, here, you have the tab to set up the authorization, the triggers, the actions. You have everything here to create a new application in Albato. So for example, this is an authorization example. This is a custom type. You see here that I created a field called access token, and I set up everything according to the apps documentation, right? So everything you need to use the app integrator is to have a little knowledge on how API works, because you have to have a little knowledge on this to work with, but you can add it for yourself by yourself. It's not that hard, or your technical team, as I said. And here, for example, we have an action, and actions you set up the same way. You create each field that the application needs to be sent. You set up the requests. So here is the request method, request URL, authorization, content type, all the parameters that we need to send. And if we need to work with the headers, here we have as well the headers to set up. The response we can set up here. So, and to answer the question we have on the Q&A, this is the apps integrator. We sadly don't have much time to talk about it, but if you need to, you can always give us a call, send us a message, and we can talk about this way better and help you add a new application if you need to. I think this is it, guys. My my demonstration was, we talked about apps and how to create an automations, and we gave a quick look on the apps integrator.
Thank you, Diego. I think we can move on with the Q&A section right now. Most of those questions are related to the scenarios are you building, like the integrator and also the Facebook and Google Sheets integration. So I think we can start with very nice messaging from Preful. I'm not sure if I'm correct about your name, but thank you. He said he loves Albato. And if we have an API, how do we integrate an app? The way that Diego just showed us, you just need this API to fill the fields on the apps integrator, all those fields like authorizations, lists, and just follow the copy and put on the integrator feature. Let me put here to answering. I can share an API key for a product I use. Yeah, you can share and then we can integrate. We have a public roadmap. You can put your request there and then share the documentation so our team can implement it. We have like a priorities according to the number of upvotes on each request. So if you prefer, you also can try to do it yourself and we can help you to understand all this process. I'm not sure, my screen just frozen. Any way to get a notification through Albato when someone just lands up on a site? Guys, I don't know why my screen are frozen. Can you help me just read the questions? Thank you.
So in this scenario, he wants to know if there is a way to send a notification by email or text if some user lands to a site. and it depends on the platform where the website is located. We would need some sort of already created event so we can track it, and that depends on the platform you use on the yeah, if there is like a built-in method, maybe right, guys? So
Yes, exactly. So usually websites works with webhooks. So the majority of times you will be able to use webhooks. So you can set up a webhook, for example, in your website that activates every time someone enters it, and Albato would receive this webhook, and you can set up an automation to send a text or send an email. You can use Gmail inside your automation and apps like that. So
mhm. So well, we hope we answered that one, and I can read the next one also. Is another use case scenario related to the one Diego showed on screen, like capture a lead from Facebook, a trigger, then send the information to a Google Sheet. So we showed we can do that. And the third step would be send an email to the person, assuming that we have captured the email address. So, well, Diego went quickly over the parameters that are sent from Facebook, but one of these parameters is the email. So in theory, yes, we can take it and through it add one more step to our automation to send an email to the end user.
yeah,
Yes, it's
exactly.
possible.
And I didn't show because I used a simple example to show you guys how to work. But if you need to, you can add as many actions as you want. So you can have the Facebook as the trigger, and you can add Google Sheets as an action, and Gmail and a CRM and everything else you need to. There's no limit to the automation steps. So if you need to capture the lead, send to Google Sheets, send an email, send a text, everything in one automation, you can also do it.
Next one, will you at any point allow us to hire someone to help with the app integrator? Actually, we had a great project. We are creating Albato Academy, and we are providing more material, more content and videos. And the idea was certificate those users that really want to deeply understand our future, and then they can help other users and also create and implement more apps and triggers and actions and make all those upgrades we needed. So it's just a spoiler, but coming soon. Just follow our social media and our community, and soon we'll have more updates about this academy. Can you tell us more about the solutions feature? It's a other new feature. We record a little demonstration last week. I can share the video with you. It's on our community too. So I think you can see on practice how it works. But it's like the improvement of our the structure that we have right now with those templates for automations. And Leo, I don't know if you want to say something extra about this.
Sorry, yeah, you can start, and I will add something maybe. Can't hear you. Wendy? Guys, can you hear Wendy?
No.
Yeah, we lost your sound. Wendy, please check.
I think we can move on. Let her try to fix this. So Dalibor Straub, I'm sorry if I said your name wrong. I'm so sorry. Does it work with Get Response, Google Tasks, Google Contacts? Is it possible to use it to send messages in WhatsApp? All right, we can work with Get Response. We already have this app in our platform. We don't have the Google Tasks yet, and Google Contacts, I think we do. If you need the Google Tasks, I think you can leave this as a request.
Actually, it is in
Moderation. Yeah, okay. So we have Google tasks on moderation. So we will have this app soon. And it is possible to send messages in WhatsApp. Right now, we work by connecting Albato to chatbots, partners of WhatsApp. So for example, Chat to Desk and Send Pulse, Bot Conversa. They are chatbots partners with WhatsApp. So we use them as a connection to send messages in WhatsApp after API or webhook connection. So yeah, we can do this. If you need any help with this later, you can always send us a message. Next one, WordPress website. Any way to get a notification through Albato when I think we answered this already, right? Next one, an anonymous attendee, Tobias, okay. Currently, API X Drive is online on AppSumo, which seems to be very similar. Can you advise on the difference? Guys, can someone help him with this question?
Sorry, I missed that. I was heads down answering the questions.
No problem.
Can
He
you?
asked about our similarities between Albato and API X Drive, which is online on AppSumo right now. The difference between us
Actually,
and them.
I don't know much. Yeah, just to be honest, I don't know much about that tool.
Yeah, me neither. I'm sorry. But I'm sure that if they work with API and stuff like that, we have something in common with them. But we don't know very much about this app. I'm sorry. Ken Lyle asked us regarding the page visit questions. Anything that creates a record in MySQL can easily be automated, including SMTP, right? Yes, that's right. We can work with MySQL right now on Albato, and we can easily be automated, including SMTP. Yeah, that's absolutely correct. Next, can we run automation based on the schedule, like once a week on a Friday at 6 a.m. local time? Yes, we can do that. We can set up schedule APIs requests, but this only works with API automations, right? So if you use webhooks triggers, you cannot do this only with API triggers, right? We have the page to change the frequency or set up to be only on Mondays or only on Sundays or stuff like that.
Yeah, because with webhooks, the data transfer is in real time, so that's not possible.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Can you integrate GoToWebinar, ActiveCampaign, and Stripe? We all already have ActiveCampaign working, and I think we also have Stripe, right?
Yeah,
You mentioned it.
I just checked it. Yeah, we have it.
And GoToWebinar, let me check here if we have it. Yeah, no, we don't have it yet, but if you need to use it, you want to use it in our platform, You can leave this as a request or a suggestion in our roadmap, and our dev team, our managers will take a look at it and consider adding it for you. But Active Campaign and Stripe, we can already work with it. Are you guys going to post this webinar in the Albato Facebook page, just in case I missed out anything? We can do that, right, Wendy? We can give an access.
I just need to check with Katie if we have access to this video, and if we do, of course, we can publish in the community. I also sent in the chat the link of our last webinar in the community, and we have some updates there too, and a little Q&A.
Amazing. Next question. Ken Lyle asked, migrating Infusionsoft to another CRM doable with this? Is there some reason why there's no connector for Infusionsoft? What do you mean no connectors?
I think he means inside Albato's platform, like he couldn't find the app integrated, and that's likely the case. This app apparently is not in our roadmap either, so it's not developed yet. But as we mentioned previously, you can make the request to add this app in the roadmap and specifying the request. And for migration data, it's a longer process, but we can analyze the feasibility of implementing this feature as well in the integration. But for the time being, it's not in Albato, but through the roadmap, it can be added. So we encourage to make the proposal suggesting, well, the triggers and actions you need.
When's the best time? You can hear me now, okay, right?
Yeah, yes.
Oh, perfect. I'm not talking by my own. When's the best time to use an API trigger instead of webhook trigger? API, you can like make some schedules, and it's at the ideal trigger of use case when you don't need the real time data transfers. So if you need like just amount of data in specifically days and times, you can use it. We are working to prioritize the webhook triggers, but there are some apps that don't offer us this possibility, so it's a limitation from the app. But you can check on our platform those apps who has the API or the webhook triggers. Data into an application that has an API connection. Can you help us, Diego?
Sorry, which one is the question?
You.
You
Can
can't.
I move? Yeah, we can now. Can I move multiple rows of data into an application that has an API connection?
Yes, we can. I didn't mention this, but let me share my screen again so I can show you guys this real quick. So here inside the automation, we can select this button and we can select tools to work with our data inside the automation. So we have every variable number of tools here to use. We have phone number formatting, date and time modification, mathematical operation, stuff like that. And there's a tool here that helps when you're trying to use multiple rows, which are the iterator and the aggregator. You just have to check which one would be better for your user case and what you are trying to do. But just to show you guys, we have a bunch of tools here that can help you work with the data you need. and also tools to work with multiple rows or multiple rows of data to be sent or to be received as well. Next question. Nate Brown is asking, any serials plan to add the drag and drop functionality to the automation step so we can reorder the steps? This would be a huge help.
It's on our radar. We are receiving a lot of requests that are very complex, and we need to change a lot of our structure. So now we are prioritizing the team feature. That is also a biggest thing, but we are still focused on change this drag and drop is in your radar, and probably in the future, not very distant, we can implement it.
Yeah, actually, I just replied to this question the same time you were commenting. So, and I replied almost the same, like word for word.
Maybe one last question because of time we can take. Yeah.
Are any tutorials for the tools? We have some tutorials in our help center. I can also share the link here, but we are also improving the documentation. So if we still didn't have it, soon we will. And there are also content in our blog that you can follow to check some step-by-step setups. Maybe I don't really see this question here, but there's a lot of user asking us in our AppSumo page, but we have a B2B solution that is embedded. Now we have this page on our website. It's a different solution. There's not on LTD, but if you're interested, you can check our website. Just click in the embedded tab, and you can read a little bit more about the feature. And if you're interested, you can schedule a demo session in the form below. So in some cases, I think the users can be interesting. It's also a great feature.
Yeah, I just wanted to show this page quickly. So you just click here on our website and you can find out about our white label solution. So basically, these are white label integrations that we craft for SaaS companies and make them fully white label. So yeah, if you're interested, just this form and you can send your request. We'll be happy to tell you more.
A question about the ClickUp integration. In the first moment, we just implemented some events that the users used to ask us, but the idea was constantly improve those, not only the ClickUp, but also the other integrations and improve the triggers and actions. So it's a good tip. Thank you. We will try to improve this integration as well. Let me see. We have a lot of tutorials in English. We also have a page in Portuguese, so I'm not sure if you're looking at it. Actually, video tutorials, it's true. We are still creating some video tutorial in English, but we have blog posts and content on our help center, also in Portuguese and English.
Guys, I think that it's It has been a great conversation. We see your feedback here, but unfortunately, because of time, we need to leave. But we left our emails, so the remaining questions that you have may be sent through email, and I will give them a look personally and reply to all of you that attended the webinar today. One more time, thanks one more time to AppSumo for giving us this space and for you for joining. And well, from my side, that's it, guys. Let's say goodbye.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Don't
you
miss
very much,
the
everyone.
opportunity. We have just this week on our last call, so don't miss the opportunity. We're always open to answering you and listen to your feedback. So thank you so much and count on us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye bye, everyone. Take care. Bye bye.